Hey guys, how's it going today? GriffyBit here, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to give you my honest review about a game called Archvale. So, let's get down into it. Archvale is a bullet hell RPG that has exploration, crafting, combat, dungeons, and bosses. To me, this game is absolutely fabulous, so anybody that just tuned in and wanted to know if it's good or not, there you go. Pick it up on Steam, go get it on Game Pass, go play it for yourself. Thank you for joining the channel. Now, for the rest of you that want to know why, let's get down into detail in the certain categories. We're going to be discussing exploration, crafting, the combat, and dungeons and bosses. Exploration is fantastic in this game. It has multiple different biomes, and the nice thing about it is whenever you start a fresh game, it procedurally generates those each biomes, and then the only thing that stays static is the dungeons themselves. You can go anywhere from your own casual grassy plains to going to a mountain filled with snow and end up into a desert, and then next thing you know, you end up underwater, and then you're in a trial by fire. It's absolutely amazing, and the pixel art is fabulous. People could refer to this game as Enter the Gungeon, Terraria for the crafting system, which we'll get into later. Also could be considered the Legend of Zelda aesthetics. So it's basically if all of them had a baby, this is approximately what it would come out. In the exploration, there's tons of things to find. Go ahead and get all the treasure chests. You can talk to certain NPCs that will give you very specific items. And you can also do these special little trial shrines that will give you a badge that will ultimately help you fill out your playthrough and make it how you want to play. The crafting system is basic, but it's not too grindy and it really pays it off. As I was talking with the exploration, as you need to find certain items, you can take those items into the crafting and you can craft them into something better. So, a bag of knives that you can get in the game very early can actually last you all the way up to mid-game to late game. So there's always a reason for you to do the full exploration for the crafting reasons. Not to mention, you can also enhance your gear with gold in order to make it powerful. So you could have a Grove Tender, but then you could also enhance it to make it a Grove Tender +5. Now, with doing the crafting system this way, it creates a smooth feeling of progression. And I feel like with a lot of crafting games, that is the major problem, is finding that smooth balance between progression and having to upgrade. So I feel like Archvale does this quite well. Also with the crafting, you can collect things such as Mega Plums, which increase your healing flask, which also increases the health gained by drinking a flask, which is a really good thing to just increase that exploration even more. I think in this game, combat is where it truly shines. You only have a set amount of dodges in order to dodge the bullet hell that is coming for you. I wouldn't say it's one of the craziest bullet hells I've ever played, but it definitely keeps you on your toes. I would say for the combat, it's hard but fair. You have a choice over melee, ranged, or magic. There's a plethora of subclasses you could go through. For instance, you could use a boomerang as a ranged, or you could use a cleaving throwing hatchet, or you could use a sword as a melee, or a trident, or a spear, just to get that little bit of damage. Or you could be a magic user and have the ability to cast aqua bolts or fire bolts or anything that really wants to kind of curve around what you want to play. The badges are very nice for that reason as well, because it creates a giant play style that you can play whatever you want, whenever you want, as long as you have the materials and you've had it crafted. Other than the combat, the one thing that shines the most about this game is the dungeons and the bosses. As I referenced the Legend of Zelda feel that you get from this game, this is where it really takes the cake. The dungeons are hard, but not too hard. They're rewarding, as you can get treasure to gain yourself more money. You can collect certain objects, such as heart containers, to increase your heart capacity. There's good little puzzles that require you to dodge in specific areas, or if you're slipping on ice, you need to know how to use your dodges to collect the green rubies that are floating around in order to refresh your dodges to dodge even more. But after you spend time-staking hours going through the dungeon, just to fight the final boss, each dungeon boss is so unique. You have a corrupted king that spins his sword around that you need to dodge. You have a reaper that throws scythes. You need to do a trial by fire. And on top of that, they're also all shooting a ton of bullets at you. So it just makes you have to pay attention the whole way through. I don't want to spoil too much for you guys, but every single boss has a completely unique mechanic. And I think for only 2 developers, they did a magnificent job capturing what the aspect of a bullet hell and B, an indie RPG of what it's supposed to be. So in my overall opinion for this game, for Archvale itself, I would say I strongly recommend you guys pick up this game because A, it's fun, B, it's challenging but fair, and I feel like that's the biggest point of all is the fact that the combat is fair. The exploration is great, the crafting system is not too monotonous, and it's only made by 2 developers, so you can tell that they treat this game like their baby. As I was playing multiple playthroughs, not just one, I could feel the sense of each love through the quest lines, through the crafting, through the upgrades, that it was actually thought out, and the people that made it truly loved the game that they were making. And I feel like with a lot of games nowadays, that's really hard to find, is developers that truly care about their games, and I can say full-heartedly that these developers cared. Anyways, guys, that has been my honest review. Tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me how you felt about it. Tell me if you agree with the things I said. Tune in next week when we do our next video. I hope you guys had fun. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell to let me know that I'm doing a good job and we can keep the algorithm going. And if you guys want to check me out on Twitch, I'll leave in the description below. Also, I'll leave the game in the description as well, so you can click on it and give it a try. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.